Anyway, guys, we are live on Facebook. Join us on Facebook. Yes. Come on. I don't know what it is lately, but this lady of late there, she's been showing skin things. If you're on Facebook, you see it. Yeah, come and see color. That's right. Kun Junior says, good morning, NY. I'm Blessing. Dave Allo says, good morning, NY. Opa Penny, of course, says, good morning, NY. That's how I sleep. Short. Hey. I know your mate, and you. Short. Short from I hold you about. To New Road, no answer for because Aloga Junction. No offer from Aloga Junction to Free Crew.
That's too short, aren't they?
Short. Now I can't get it.
That be too short.
Now, you're long. Okay, so people, I say,
I don't go to a Boaka.
Baby, I'm more than a corner. Say what? Na Crofo. Kafu.
Hey, no. Hey, Bremine.
Okay, like oh.
Why like it?
Hey. Let's get into the trends now. What do we have in the trends?
Yes, anyway, today we are starting off with. Should I say this is an interesting conversation?
Which one could that be?
Yeah, this is an interesting conversation because this morning we have Akwaba trending, we have Wezo trending, we have Obake trending. Yes, I want the other ethnic groups in Ghana to also come out and tell us this. And that is because the Ghana Tourism Authority has actually, they posted on X and then they are clarifying that, the change of Akwaba at the Kwame Nkrumah Park signage, it has not been replaced. It's Wezo and then Akwaba on there, and it has not been replaced with Obake, and that is because there's been some picture going around showing that it has been replaced, but then they've actually clarified that it hasn't been replaced. It's still intact and it's still the same, and that is because we have a few people on X starting something like if the thing is in Accra, it's in the Garland, so why are we using Akwaba? Why are we using Wezo? So we should use the Ga language.
Do you know this thing started on Facebook?
And then it moved.
It started on Facebook, and it was started by one of my friends. I started this blogging journey with years back. That's Ebenezer Ananfio. Okay. He's now in the American Army. So he's in Ghana. And he visited the site, and he was wondering. I mean, he's a typical Gaga boy. Okay. And he's like, why are we having, and he be like, that kind of thing is like holding on to. Like, why do we have this here? He posted it, and some of the Dangbe pages on Facebook also picked it up, and they started pushing that agenda. I mean, I agree. I understand that yes, it's good we preserve our languages and all that, but you see, we are towing a path where indirectly we are pushing a certain narrative that might not go well with all of us. Yeah. We need to be extremely careful. There's a growing trend where you find individuals behind certain pages on social media. All they are pushing a certain narrative, trying to disrespect other ethnic groups, other tribes, and all that just so they will look bigger or they will look good. It is terrible. It is okay to want to say, listen, my people are this, we did this in war, we did that and that, we did that and that. You celebrate your people, it's allowed, it's understandable. But don't malign others. Once you malign others, yes, you'll be anyone than yeah. So once you are protecting your own and you try to point at somebody's own using your left hand, the person will definitely retaliate. Yeah. We've lived in harmony for so long. Of course, before social media, indirectly people had their own things in there, like I had an experience like that. My girlfriend was an Ashanti. Okay. And she was connected to a stool, like I am fear, that kind of thing. And the mom says, oh, my name is Fantini. I've had that experience before, so I understand. So sadly it was there, but now social media seems to be amplifying it. Yeah. And you have people behind pages doing all sort of things, just inciting people here and there. Listen, this wouldn't work. The GTA says it's not true. Yeah. But I have a question for the GTA. Why? Somebody went there to do a film, a video. It's not just a picture. Pictures, you can say yes, edited.
Yeah.
Somebody went there to do a video. The thing has been changed. So what's the GTA saying?
They said it's not changed. It hasn't been changed.
There's the video there.
There's
there's a video. Somebody has been there to stand there, film it, and talk about the impact of their social media campaign. Video, and yet AI live.
Well,
and it's reported. So listen, the campaign has succeeded because now they've changed it, blah blah blah, and the people were there. And that had to do with some of the gap pages I'm talking about as well. So why is the GTA saying that they have not sanctioned anything like that?
Yeah,
so somebody just went there to replace it.
We don't know.
With the same font, with the same font, text and everything.
Yes, AI.
Somebody went there to replace it.
AI.
Okay. Well, GTA boss, I beg, and to my big brother, Abeku Santana, this is something that needs to be looked at. Well, they said they've maintained it. It is still Aquaba and Wezo because there's a cultural meaning to that. So let's see what happens. I mean, that's it on there. But I mean, listen, we shouldn't be pushing certain narratives that will end up dividing us. That's not what we need now. As a country, we major in minors.
I've seen a lot of people posting about it. I've seen DKB, also talking about it, and then I've seen the banter on social media.
You see, that's when it eventually gets into something.
Yes, people start insulting people.
You see, and people
start insulting other people's traditions and things.
Look at the Ashanti region. Me, some of my family, like way back, they at Fantinu Town.
Okay.
Just opposite the St. Paul's Church. There's this big story building there. My lineage, some of them were there.
Okay.
So you have Anloga here in Kumasi. You have Fantinu Town, Fantis all over. You have different people all over.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Now you start some of these things that people are like, okay, I'm an Ashanti, me for Fantini Juma. I'm at this, me say. I'm at this, me. Then what do? We started thinking kitty say, and then it sparks fire. Please, let's major in something. Let's look at development now. Necessary normal way. I have a friend who has 3 children. Then the people from different tribes now.
A lady or a guy?
No, it's a guy.
Oh, that's nice.
He's a guy.
They all have like
different different mothers from different tribes and all that. Into no bakuye and craning bakuye aguneni and bakuye kriapimni.
Oh, okay.
Into me say me perfantini bakwaka no.
What should Is it intentional?
I don't know if it's intentional.
Or he just happens to meet.
I'm flying with our wings. He's spreading his wings.
Wait a diversity bomb. Wow.
A country with that diversity does not grow. And then I
just can't.
You can't think far. Yeah. That's why you 3. I'm gonna need bako. Equiapim bako na gan.
There's one company.
It's a fancy. No kokusasi.
Yeah.
No ko DMB.
I don't know.
No. Forget everybody. Anyway, let's move on to this. I think we have some messages here on Facebook. I'll read them, but let's move on.
Moving on to our next story. This is actually this is on City Newsroom, and then the probe into the assault at Ridge Hospital, the assault on a nurse at Ridge Hospital, that has to do with Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The health ministry actually released it, stating that there was no record of any injury that was done to the lady, the nurse. And that's
what the report is saying.
That's what the report is saying. And then she was just treated with pain meds, and anything that had to do with her mental health. But there was no report of anything that had to do with causing harm to her body, shoulder dislocation or whatever. But then also the Ghana Registered Nurses and the Midwives Association, the chairman also spoke, saying that it's not true, and then he doesn't believe in that report because it looks like they didn't talk to the doctor that attended to the nurse.
But how can you as a committee?
So there was actually diagnosis that she had bruises and everything, and so they don't believe that they spoke to the nurses. Well, the head ministry has actually spoken again. They had an interview yesterday on CT, and then they were talking about the fact that it is true. How can you have a report without speaking
because I'm wondering.
So they did speak to the doctor in charge of that particular patient, and they did come to that conclusion. They did go through all the right measures of investigation, and Sana Omo this reports
Because I was going to be, I was going to be surprised if indeed they were able to finish a report and not speak to the doctor who attended to this nurse. But then again, there's a question that's been raised by the Nurses Association. They are saying, listen, when any committee, any investigative committee is set up, there are terms of reference. Or whenever any committee is set up, there are terms of reference. And the terms of reference refer to the job or the task you've been assigned. Okay. The task was to identify whether there was assault. Yeah. Unfortunately, the report said nothing about assault. No, but they were rather talking about the fact that there was no dislocation or anything.
No, they said that they mentioned the fact that with the assault, it had to do with verbal altercations. It had nothing to do with Ubia Bobi. But it was just verbal.
But that's what assault is.
Yeah, so they were saying that it was just verbal, and I mean, they're taking measures.
So their reports. The report, when I tell you to do an investigation, commence an investigation into assault, what I need you to tell me was there assault. Yes. I didn't ask you to do an investigation on battery.
So on my state, said the assault, as you said, I mean verbal, whatever is also assault. So they've stated it.
So that's what you've been referred to do.
The claim that, you know, say two.
And yeah, Juma, I can't say quiet. No. I don't know pay Juma man.
No, also Mokaina.
No, I know you Juma Moro.
Because you know the video came out. The video came. I don't. Did you see the video
of the nurse talking?
Yes, of the nurse and then Ralph talking. No. The video that when the lady claimed that the video actually came out. I think Ralph released his part, and then later on too, there were footages from the hospital that showed that it was just verbal. I mean, not all calling change, but people held him back, and then he was just talking.
So that's what. So that's the task. That's what the committee was tasked to do. Establish whether yes indeed there was assault, right?
Yeah.
And yes, there was assault. Into anything else you say doesn't matter. I don't know,
but have you seen the recent video too of Ralph going back to the hospital?
No, but you know there's something wrong with Ralph. I think he has a mental problem. No, that's what I'm tempted to say.
He said he has an important meeting there.
With who?
I don't know. And then the administrator was telling him, "You don't go into the emergency."
I saw the video where the administrator says, "If you're a man, just walk into the." No, you see, listen, we need to be decorous as a people. I agree there are moments where if you try to be gentle like myself, you're
gentle?
I treat certain issues, with all the gentility I can. Serious. At times, it does happen that way. But the point is, let's not create a society where people pick up cameras, walk into facilities and talk anyhow and misbehave.
Okay.
It's a health facility, for crying out loud. There are other patients there.
Yeah.
Do you get it? You don't just go in there and create a mess, because once the people who are working in there, once the patients who are in there, they apprehend any imminent, apprehension. Like they anticipate there's an imminent apprehension or danger coming. Do you know what that does? A lot of the nurses or doctors might call into their shell. It will take a while for them to get back.
Yeah.
Some of them might even need psychological help.
Even patients, they create oppression in your man.
Do you get it? So we shouldn't just take things into our hands, walk into certain things and do all those unnecessary things. It's crazy. Yeah. We have a certain tendency for entitlement in this country. And it was one of the things I was going to talk about later today. Some foolish sense of entitlement. Apologies that I've taken all your time for the trend. But look, I keep talking about our roads, for instance. You get on our roads, taxi driver episode baby obenya ni panafano no, but that's not a place where so jina. He doesn't care about car na edi n'echi any other road users. But once I obi jina ho ne dia so jina ho ana ofano. Nipa na ojina ho ne so sebio onim se ha na ye station, ha na ye junction na wanse be ko jina kofa car. But because we peer free ni fie no wasi ni fie na nim dia ho na waso ojina fa car. He doesn't care. Obi to campus or tade shop no curve, so it's on a bend. Oko driving school, one of the first things they tell you is you don't stop on a bend. But church driver na car owner no obeso tade or shop no bend niso. Inti bend niso wa no wejina. He doesn't care. Say other cars, maybe a T junction, other cars would have to come in and funnel. Say on 5 ton no money we amu amakano. Sebi moye drive bi krama no until case.
Yeah.
Like some certain foolish mentality, entitlement.
This country now.
A certain foolish mentality. These same people travel and they'll go to the bus. They'll go to the bus terminal to get on board a bus. They'll go to a bus terminal or they go to the how do we call it, to go and get a train.
When you get to Rome, you do what the Romans do.
They
are used to it.
No, we can't continue doing that. We can't continue doing. How long would we do that? How long? There's a junction here. A whole junction, cars betting me ejina. Bani pane mfano. Because nipa ejina hankwa the truck driver. Your friend is saying, mate, obebom si engine ni mfani pan. Praga omokrade I almost many road users. It's almost me yi from Ochua no abunko to no patch.
Some of them won't even mind you.
You won't mind me.
No, most of them
you won't mind me. You won't mind me.
Most of them won't mind you. They'll just go. They'll look at you and go.
You go.
Yeah.
You scratch my car.
Yeah.
You go.
Most of them just look at you and go.
I don't get it. Like we have a certain sense of. I said, no, I was all here, mommy. Like, like me dream. Wow, I can't think far.
You can't. Don't even try.
No, it's here boy saying like Nyankopon one boy biana and I claim I see not the boy.
I don't know if you saw the video where recently those people that clean the streets of Accra, what's their name? The guys that do the cleaning the streets, and the bus the bus stop boys. They actually went to a certain location in Accra and then they put like a Malta Guinness kind of Malta Guinness kind of dustbin where you just put in bottles and then they trash the floor everywhere was full and they're like, oh, we are taking it away.
No,
because we can see that it's crazy. You guys can't. It's simple instruction. It's been written there. Put in plastic waste like your bottles and things. Much a tray in run and then we're like, no, Ghanaians, we are taking it away.
You remember the last time I told you Akwebi or the Takoma was a tunja kakake watch a chip ball every fear or the abet will be wet. Said Jimmy like one tears you what me to care free fear. Afa bola watch it bola and will fear in there. Was all the good now now they are better to be the age.
No, what
kind of mindset is that? You've gone to the bus stop, you've seen they've written something there clearly, plastic, higher bottles. Just drop those things in there because they use them for how do we call it? Recycling and all that. No one saw a fear ball at the ababe go at the ketwana. No, you see that place is not that place no a honya bola.
Yeah.
They are saying that maybe you bought water by the roadside. Want to make it a bottle now into the fatum. What to sachet water on them? Just put it in it. But obviously there be media man drain so change minimum change be we are say. People forgive me for using these words, but minimum word BMA may use for it. Because if as a human being, I said in Uncle Ball, I drained out him. I hear Juma 24/7. What to make a chip ball a few fee, Edward took one.
Yes.
Like me dream woman tears you. I just don't get it. And some of these things become my emotional. Allow me to be emotional. Emmanuel John says, NY, we should tackle issues with wisdom and not political or tribal. Again, says, NY, you are right. In Abu Dhabi here or any other region in UAE, you don't cross road where there is no zebra crossing. You see, I said this here, Benkai. There's something called jaywalking.
Yeah.
Jaywalking is an offense.
I'll send you a video.
No be baby.
Oh, the place the person was passing. A lady too. I'll send you the video.
I said 3 years as NY rant heat. Sana mope. Say you can't bokwa mompe.
Nana to so.
No, you can't bokwa mompe. You can't bokwa say be dependent.
It would be nice that they actually do listen.
No,
amen.
You see, what would you lose? What would you lose? Say, okay, a higher junction, a T junction, is a bend. Open so to ade or shop no. Go to baby a suitable, park somewhere, walk back and buy your things. Go back to your car. Bani pam pesa for no ne comfort inti obejina bend ne so mo amaka nyina ofamu ho. Na man for baba and pin and say and can the conscience impo say baby our parking and I was stopping in the quiet so now. And ukoka sa di pa na why mistake ni mo be say di watem. You see so far new road you should now kofa undru Jenny Fordum ho. There's a junction you take na the wakofa Poku transport side hon.
The one on the left side.
Yeah, right after the traffic light. That's if you are from here going to take. Right after the traffic light, you take it right. Yeah. Inside home. There's a T junction where cars will be coming from this area, cars will be coming from this area. Until be a person of bend the left, and now turning the left junction. Because traffic tight you are supposed to always maintain that space so that in case of be no person can say but no, drivers necessary Debbie. Omo drew as a space na waso mu jano omo nyina ba be carbon into fi ase off-road traffic lights na side na oju ha untimi bending ko left because obi agina sa kwan ni finfin ho. And you ask yourself oko driving school he uka say, oh, why are you here? Obedi watem ono na why boni no obe say di watem e don be ni ebo o my way mi. Bye. I just don't get it. Like, I
don't get it.
Yeah, you won't get it. You won't get it. Kun Junior says, anyway, this country, some people need lashes. Obapa says, anyway, the most annoying thing is about these drivers is that they will never stop for you to get down at where they are supposed to, but they will stop if they want to pick a passenger. Again, it says Simon Kokon says, good morning, NY. Those people also selling around KJTI in a doom also make a lot of debt. That's true. And you see, there's another thing I've observed. So offer unru KJT also boss from anymore. There are a lot of stores there. Typically, those people who constructed those stores, what they did was that Omuja space be right in front of the store to the roadside. There's a pavement. Store Nanka say nimno. There's a pavement before you get to the roadside. Now, what these shop owners do is that metal mesh. Project your almost store to an because most of the time, money free shop store. Now, one thing is that because they feel that space too is theirs, what they've done is welders. I know my welded iron way say iron gates and then they are burning. I know my projected store all the way to the pedestrian walkway. And I wonder the people who actually built these stores, when they built them traditionally, those extensions were not there. But they say Obia projecting a store burning. Obia projecting a store burning, and they don't care. Oko can't see ya or your man bofu. The kind of country we are building, ebe bua boy nyina o enya me na mano like me pekasa na mabet na me kasa kameti me abonyo ma na man kasa na mkom baby and family ho. But you see, it would affect all of us. And when we refuse to talk, when we refuse to speak about some of these things, it will go a long way to affect the next person. You know, most cars don't have warning triangles. They use gallons and leaves as replacement. It's true. Yesterday I saw the same thing. Big vehicle was saying so traffic lights in Yejuma, street lights in Yejuma, only reflectors into womb and or the gallon any leaves a good quinum. Now if you don't know no from afar over Quaco chassis, but then I'm quite so. But then I'm quite so. You know, it was your fault. Yeah, right. You can't even tear. Yeah, when I get home and once